Hey guys, Arm&Gun here today with another 5 guns video for you all. Actually, it's a 5+1. We'll bust out the bonus gun, which is also of this theme. It's in the safe. We'll do that towards the end of the video though. So today's 5 guns video is going to be in the theme of a wall of guns review. So I'm basically going to give you guys a rundown on everything you see on the wall. It's going to be what it is, what it shoots, something fun about it so that you can have a bit of a takeaway. And then judging by today's criteria, that being go bag ready. So which of these SMGs is the most go bag ready, tactical bag ready, backpack ready, whatever you want to call it. That is the idea for today. So I will judge each rifle, I'll go through each rifle accordingly and go through its merits and its drawbacks in that role. And then you guys can all pick your favorite based on that. And then I'll also give my thoughts on which gun I would go to for my grab and go bag. We do also have a TAR 21, the OG Tavor on the ground here. No reason really, just it was kind of kicking around there. Bonus points if you can name this beautiful tall beast. And well, if you spot anything else around the room or in the safe when we open that, just call it out and you guys can have some fun. I try and leave a few Easter eggs for you guys here and there. Guys, as an added bonus, I've gone through all of these guns with full video series. They've all featured as a gun of the week at some point prior on my channel. So if you guys want to learn more as we go through, again, you'll know what they're called. So you can cycle back through the couple hundred videos I've already done. And if you're particularly interested in any one of these guns, just look back. I'll have a shooting video, an overview video that discusses its features and about it and possibly the company, and then a full disassembly breakdown video as well. And if you guys haven't noticed already, the smooth tracking that is now present in this content, I finally got a gimbal. I blew some of that good Patreon dough, and we have officially upgraded. All right, guys, we're going to kick things off with the Sig MPXK. So this thing has the short 4.5-inch barrel and handguard, looking mighty fine there. This guy is chambered in 9mm, which is this little guy right here, and it takes a 30-round mag by Lancer. There's also a Magpul version, or the 50-round drum by F5. Let's pop this system off the wall and go through its go pack ability. So, first things first, we are clear up in here. Nice little ambi-bolt release, drops that mag. Do yourself a favor, throw in a Radiant Raptor charging handle on this thing because the factory one sucks. I pretty much say that any chance I get. So anyways, for a go bag, this is why this thing's cool. It can get super compact if you break it down. So drop that mag, pop off your optic, especially easy if you got a little side lock mount here by Kinetic Development Group, and then go ahead and collapse or fold that stock, and now you've got a super compact package. So this thing, very go bag packable. It does have some snag points, but everything is fairly low profile. It's not going to be too bad. The thing is, you've taken off most of your snag points and the awkward bits, but the problem is though, you got to put them all back on now. So if you're going to go ready, put your stuff, clip on your optic, throw in your mag, charge that bad boy, and now you're hot and ready. So if you just want to stow and go, I mean, it's a good option for sure because it gets very compact. You put this in a very small, discreet place. But if you want to, again, if you want to ride hot and ready, this might not quite be the one for you. So back on the wall it goes. And we'll move on down to something different. Actually very different and from South America. This is the Chilean Famae, F-A-M-A-E, SAF 200. Now I just reviewed this rifle recently, well not reviewed, but I went through the whole overview process where I gave you guys a bunch of information about it, broke it down, shot it, all that good stuff. And it is a sweet little blaster, especially good. I mean, it's built on, you know, a platform that was designed in the 90s that was based on a platform 20 years older than that. That being the Sig 540 series of rifles that Famae licensed from Chile. This guy is also chambered in 9mm, which is a great little SMG round. Compact, lightweight, you can get a lot of rounds in a magazine. The magazines for this guy are interesting. They actually look like this, but you can get fancy and modify some other designs. This one's off of a Canadian SMG or a Sterling SMG, and it's round. So it's got some drawbacks. It doesn't work with the bolt hole device and whatnot, but still pretty cool little unit. We're clear. Here's your bolt release. It's got an AR-15-like style bolt release. That's pretty cool. We've got some basic ambidextrous safeties, which is really nice here. Folding trigger guard, which is pretty cool, especially if you're up in the Great White North. Got big gloved hands on you there, bud. Then the factory folding stock was kind of a disappointment, so I threw on a ACR, which never lets a guy down. So for go packability in this guy, it's got an integrated grip, which is actually pretty nice. Again, pretty low drag. You can drop down those iron sights. I don't have a QD optic on this one, so it would stay as it was. But you can, again, fold that stock and you end up with a pretty compact package. This one's barrel is a little bit longer. So you got that to deal with, but you've also got a little bit more velocity out of your 9mm round then. This is where you're at. You got modern-ish controls, but it is a right-hand side charger, kind of like an AK. So you're gonna be faced with that when you're going through it. But overall, a cool high-end platform that is fairly reliable and just a pretty good overall time. Moving down and over, we have the Chris Vector. This is actually a Gen 1. It is a side folder SBR, topped off with an EOTech. And I got a little flashlight on there as well. So let's grab that and take a closer look. All right, clear, and drop that bolt. So in this case, I'm running just a pistol mag out of a Glock 17. This does take Glock mags. And if you want to be hot and ready with this gun, you can use a low profile flush fit mag. You can also go with the Extendo if you want the Extendo, but then I would say you're probably going to want to have it removed for the sake of a go bag. Now, the stock folds, which is pretty cool. So that's the package you're going to be sitting with in your bag. Pretty solid. This is a Gen 1 Chris with Gen 1 folding Chris sights. Fun fact, I do have a new current Gen 9mm SBR coming to the channel from Chris shortly, so we'll have that in for content pretty quick as well. Now in full auto with the Super V mitigation system or recoil system in this thing would be an absolute beast as a go bag gun. But for most of us, we're stuck with semi-automatic only. So in the confines of that, the way I have this thing kitted out is I've got a little forward angled grip here by Fortis. It's their shift grip. I've actually spun it backwards, and apart from looking kind of neat, I actually have a reason for that. So if I wanted to run a light on this thing, a weapon-mounted light, like I have here with this little Inforce, I was at a loss. I wanted to put it here. Here would be amazing, because you can naturally choke up around the mag well, and then just actuate the light, you know, right there. The problem is that gets in the way of your charging handle, which is right here. Non-reciprocating folding charging handle, really slick unit, but not the best for those pick rails. Could also throw it on top, but then I'm reaching up here, and an interesting characteristic with the Chris is if you're running the gun, this is your bolt catch right here. Bolt release is here, bolt catch is here. If I'm up here and I put pressure on this while I'm running the gun, chances are I'm gonna lock this thing up. And I've done that before. So what I did here, threw this grip on here so that way I can choke forward enough to position my hand almost perfectly to hit that light. I mean, it's a little awkward, but it works. And I'm not gonna have to worry about getting my hand in front of the muzzle by accident. Now I could also throw a can on here, look cool, but that wouldn't be super go bag friendly because that would basically leave your gun, you know, looking like this with another, 6 inches or so hanging off the end. Another thing you guys can do is throw on an enlarged or enhanced forend, but again, while that gives you more rail space to do stuff with, it increases the length of the gun, and I think it would look kind of silly having, the muzzle tucked into this long forend without a can on it, so I think it just kind of defeats the purpose. This guy here, by the way, chambered in 45 ACP, so you can get this thing in 10mm, 9mm, and I think even 40 Smith & Wesson. So lots of options out there for this unit. The one I have coming is going to be 9mm. Up from there, we have a kind of a crowd triggering gun. It's the UMP by HK, however, it's 9mm. Most guys like the 45 with the slanted mag. I went for the 9mm because having shot both, the 9mm is far nicer to shoot. So let's pop this off the rack and go through it. So from the perspective of a go bag, you probably want to ditch the mag. As cool as this Custom Smith Manufacturing grip is, unless you're just like LARPing out COD fantasies real hardcore where you just have to have this grip on here, I think it's probably not worth it. It's pretty low drag unit, but still that's gonna be getting hung up. In fact, it almost defeats the purpose of taking the mag out of it at all. So apart from looking cool and providing a handy little mounting point for my wall, I would probably go without this for a go bag. So when you get the gun, you're gonna get the gun, flip open the stock, which actually deploys really nicely, throw in that mag, give it the old HK slap, then realize, oh dang, this thing actually has a bolt lock or a bolt hold on the last round, which an MP5 doesn't. So you probably want to just have the bolt cocked to the rear from the start. That way you guys can come in with your mag, hit that bolt release, and be ready to go right away. We've got a pick rail up here. You can mount other optics too, or you can just go with the classic irons. You got the hooded front sight. You got a little notch or peep in the rear. Cool stuff, but still HK's most current SMG. Also, it's tri-lug ready. If you got a tri-lug QD suppressor, would be an option, I suppose. And last but not least, and also not last because we've always got a bonus gun, we have the FN-P90. This gun is a legend, and it is extra go-baggable because, well, let's just go through it here, shall we? This thing is hot and ready. I mean, it's not hot right now. We've got our magazine that comes out the top, and it's a bullpup, so you got your trigger controls in front of your action. Your action's back here. This is how we clear and prove that guy is actually empty there. But unlike all the other guns where you'd want to essentially run it without the mag, again, with the exception of the Chris Vector with the shorty mag, this guy gives you 50 rounds on tap within the profile of the gun. The only snag point you really have here is this little aim point up top. And guys, you can even just pop that off. It's a QD. Or what you could do is replace this top mount with a low profile mount that dips in here further. Allows you to get your red dot a little further down. Maybe even throw like an RMR or something in there, or an acro. Something even lower profile than the aim point. And you guys have a really low profile, go-baggable system. By the way, guys, this thing shoots not the 5.56 as I have here. That was for the Tavor. The P90 shoots the 5.7 by 28, which is a miniaturized 5.56. A rockin' little pistol round, very cool, but I just want to take the opportunity to show you guys what a PS90 round looks like relative to a traditional AR-15 round. So we'll drop that guy and get back into this. It's not quite as low profile as the MPX. If you collapse it, it's basically about the size of the MPX expanded. So you're gonna have that benefit with the MPX versus the PS90 or the P90. So the question there is gonna be, do you want stow and go or do you want hot and ready? And how do you want to get it? All right, guys, and with that, we're pretty much gonna wrap up our 5 guns wall of guns review here. Of course, we do still have the 6th, the bonus gun in the safe, which we'll get to in just a second. But first, guys, which gun do you think, in your opinion, fulfills the role of the go bag the best? Feel free to pause the video for a second, give a quick comment on your choice, and then now let's jump into which one I picked. So I'm gonna waffle a bit here like I usually do. I'm probably gonna sit on the fence or fall into a couple camps. Because for me, as I mentioned with the MPX and the P90, it really does come down to your needs of what your setup is. Is it stow and go friendly where you got time to deploy? Maybe you're out in the bush and you just want something with you, you know, to have along at night type thing, to get ready when you do set up camp. In that case, stow and go is totally fine, and I would go with the MPX. You've got all the rounds you could want. A super compact package that's not gonna really get in your way while you're going about your business. And again, once it's set up, it's ready to deliver. And I would choose the MPX over the SAF 200 and the UMP9 simply because they have longer barrels. There's some other reasons too, some reliability things. This thing being a piston system, it's uber reliable. Fires from a lock breech, so it should be more accurate, and it just has better, more modern ergonomics. And then again, that barrel size. We've got 4.5 inches here versus I think 7.9 and roughly 8 inches on the UMP. Now for hot and ready, it's tough. If I had to go hot and ready like 100%, I would jump over to the P90. Just slip it on out of the bag, run the safety selector or the charging handle, depending on whether you're running it with the one in the chamber or not, and it is essentially ready to go. Might have to dedicate a little bit more space to it, but it's also narrower as a result of not having a folding stock, and it's just ready to go. Very few snag points as well. Now, a happy medium is probably gonna be the Chris Vector. Again, you got some serious stow and go. That stock folds, I think is a super uber compact package. And at least with the low capacity mags, you can get a flush fit in there and be pretty much ready to go, hot and ready. All right, guys, that's basically gonna be my rundown of this wall of guns review. Let's get that bonus gun. And she's pretty cool. She is the Polish Uzi. This, guys, is the BRS 99, which is a really neat little unit. Again, I would call this the Polish Uzi. It's very similar to an Uzi. Actually got a couple neat ergonomic upgrades. We got a bolt catch and release here to show you guys that. It's pretty slick little unit. And this is actually going to be next guns, or well, this coming week's gun of the week. So we're going to go through this thing in detail, give you guys a good full overview on it so you guys get all the deets. We're going to do a shooting video and, of course, a breakdown video where you guys get to see just how much like an Uzi this thing is on the inside. Anyways, guys, if you liked my content, please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all the things. And also, please hit me up on Instagram. I'll put my little link right there at arm.and.gun. I post daily. We do stories, we do posts, lots of behind-the-scenes content, fun stuff. And we make lots of guns look really good. If IG ain't your thing, we do the same thing on Facebook. I'm just not as personally active on there. I pretty much hit the comments on Instagram, and I log into Facebook about once a month just to make sure it hasn't been taken over. And for those of you guys that really want to go the extra mile or DM me in person, hit me up on Patreon. For a few bucks, you guys can throw out the channel to support. I'm happy to answer any specific questions about a specific weapon or whatever. This channel is largely Patreon supported. Most videos on YouTube get the big old thumbs down for demonetization for YouTube. So most of what I'm doing here, guys, is just for you, and I do appreciate the support, however you choose to give it. So thanks a ton, guys. That's it for today. Arm and Gun, out.